Today I'm going to show you how to get Esri GIS software on your home computer, especially since we're all in this lockdown quarantine with the coronavirus going on. So you might be wondering, is my computer good enough to have GIS software on it? According to Esri's hardware requirements, as long as you have about 4 gigs of RAM and 4 gigs of disk space, and even better if you have 8 gigs of RAM and 6 gigs of disk space, you should be fine. And a lot of laptops that are sold these days are up to par with requirements for Esri's software. Now, the biggest requirement is that you have a PC or Windows computer. If you have that, you're good to go. If you have a Mac, however, you are going to need to get Windows on it. And you're going to use Boot Camp Assistant to get Windows. So this page that Apple has on their support is going to show you how to use Boot Camp, how to get a Windows ISO file that will be used to install Windows, and how to authenticate it if you want to buy Windows, or you can try and use Windows for free for a bit and then authenticate it later on. There are also some really handy videos that you can use that will help you along with the process. So on to getting that GIS software. So what we're going to Google, this is usually the easiest way to find this, is UTK software distribution. UTK distributes a lot of software to UTC because they're like our big brother, and so we get a lot of stuff through them. So we're going to go to that first result that was on the Google page. We're going to click Login. We're going to log in with our UTC ID and password. And then we're going to select I am installing this software on a personally owned computer. And now we have this menu of all of these different software categories that we could choose from. So we're going to choose Esri. And you have the option of getting, well, I'm going to give you an option of getting 3 things. So definitely get ArcMap 10.1 through 10.7 license provisioning file. I'm going to need this to authenticate the ArcMap software. Get ArcMap 10.7 top. And if you want to get used to using Pro, go ahead and get Esri ArcGIS Pro 2.4. But if you feel like not going to be using it as much in your coursework, this one can be a bit more graphically demanding. Although I really would highly suggest using Pro at some point while you're at UTC because it's Esri's flagship software and it is really nice to use compared to ArcMap. But ArcMap is a very stable software. So go ahead and download license provisioning file, 10.7 for desktop, and if you want, you can get Pro 2.4. Now, I've already downloaded these 3, so I'm just going to go to my downloads folder, which is here, and I'm going to run the ArcGIS desktop installation. You just click next through all of these. It's a pretty straightforward process. Click next, I accept. Now this is going to take a few minutes, so if you want to get up and get a drink or get some food or something, just go ahead and do that. Okay, after a bit, it finally completes. Go ahead and click Finish. And then it's going to pop up with this window. But we're going to license the product using the license provisioning file that we just downloaded. So you can go ahead and close this window. I'm going to pull up my downloads again. And then we're going to double click that license provisioning file. Because it's actually a program that you can just run. Several things in this are going to be preloaded, so all you have to do is click the Next button. Click Next here. Rochelle is one of the head of IT at UTK, and so she helps to distribute these licensing files, so it's okay that her name is in there because this is through her. So we'll just go ahead and click Next. Now this is the part where you actually get to fill in some things, so you'll probably want to select Education Student here. I'm going to pick Education Staff Faculty. Industry, you could pick anything. I usually pick GIS Services. And then yourself, you'll probably want to pick Student. I'm going to pick GIS Analyst. And that number is already in there, so we're good. Click next, click next, click next. And then, okay, so mine is saying that I've already authorized my machine because I actually went through this process before. But what you're probably going to experience is a green bar that's going to move across here. And then at the end, it's going to say, congratulations, you're authorized. So after that, you're good to go. And then you just click finish. And one last thing, I want us to go into ArcMap and activate some of those extensions that it said that you were going to be licensed to be able to use. It might take a few seconds for ArcMap to fully load. This usually is the case. Oh, hold on, let me fix this. Okay, I figured it out. For some reason, earlier it was still stuck on advanced concurrent use, but when you run it, it should automatically switch the license to advanced single use, and that's all I had to do to fix my licensing issue. So, just X this off. Okay, so now I have ArcMap pulled up. You could just go ahead and X this out. We're going to go up to the Customize menu button and click on Extensions. In order to run certain tools in ArcMap, you need to have certain extensions enabled, especially the Spatial Analyst extension. So make sure that all of these are checked, especially Spatial Analyst, going to emphasize that. And then you can just go ahead and close it, and then your ArcMap is good to go. And that's all there is to ArcMap. Now for ArcGIS Pro, after you get that installed, it's pretty straightforward. At the end of the installation, it'll ask you to input your ArcGIS Online username and password. And you're already licensed to use ArcGIS Pro through that. So you should be good to go with that. And it should be running just fine. You might have to sign in up here. You'll see a window like this that'll ask for your username and password. And there, now it's logged in. So that's all there is to it. Hopefully a lot of that made sense. If any of you need a remote session, I should show you Chrome Remote Desktop. Super easy to use. Just use your MoxMail Plus account since it's synced with Gmail. And if you need remote support, just go to this Remote Support tab. You can click on Get Support, get Chrome Remote Desktop on your computer. It'll give you a special little code. And then if you email me that code, I can give you support. And I can just come into your computer and see what's going on. Or you can email me, send me screenshots of any issues that you might be having. So feel free to reach out if you need anything. And y'all stay healthy and safe, and have a good day.